Hi, Palms. Good morning. It's morning where I am right now. Um, Before I go into talking about this week's assignment, which is on sculpting, I wanted to take a moment just to say hi and connect with you at a time when there's so much fear around. And I know that it's affecting my life and my relationships. I'm finding myself a little bit more on edge, and this morning I woke up and the first thing I thought about or even felt in my body that then became a thought was the tree of life. Um, and wanting to, for myself to lean back in, literally lean back into the tree, and feel my connectedness to the earth and to the sky and to all living things, and the way in which life just continues to give forth life. Um, and I felt a real desire to connect with you and tell you how much I'm thinking of you, even when you may not be aware of it because we don't get to see each other or feel each other directly, but certainly through your work, which um, I skim throughout the week, and then on Wednesdays I get the chance to sit down and really read it. But I want you to know that I'm thinking of you and holding you, even if it feels isolating to be studying this way. Um, and yeah, fear is up all over the place, and fear and love are hard to hold into the same space at the same time. So I'm also leaning into Stan Tatkin's teachings about relationship and the need to protect the we, sometimes from ourselves, from our own triggered nervous system. So, for what that's worth, those are some of my thoughts this morning. And I'm glad that this week is an opportunity for you to connect with your dyad partner. This week is really about beginning to launch into the work around getting to know this couple that you've been creating, you've started creating. And you're going to get to know this couple that you're creating through role playing them. Um, and if the experience of other folks who've been through this practice are anything to go by, this couple may start to take on a life of its own. Um, I have my notes up here to give you a sense of what you're going to be doing. You're going to be reading the Peggy Papp article, which takes you through the steps of her procedures for sculpting with couples, and you will be following those steps in your own work with your partner. It's going to be a little bit strange because you're doing this over the internet. I feel like we're almost ahead of the game, and being able to figure out how to do expressive arts online really takes us in these times when people may be, at home for extended periods of time. These become really amazing resources to be able to use. So what you're going to do is each of you will have an opportunity to role play the therapist sculpting one of the members of the couple around the metaphor for their relationship. And when you look at the materials, you will read about those steps, and you'll also see an example of this in the video with Peggy Pack working with the couple. It really is worth watching those entire videos all the way through, right from the interview till the end. But I have indicated where the actual sculpting starts if you find yourself not able to watch the initial interview. This week, you have the whole week to do this. They're not going to be due until next Sunday. You don't need to respond to each other. You're responding to me. I'm going to be looking at those myself individually, and you don't need to respond to one another. What else do I have to say about that? I'm going to give you some guidelines for getting into the role play, and I'm going to do that in a separate little video now. So I will be back in a few minutes. Bye for now.